and welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We are here at beautiful Florida International University with Dean Bill Hardin, and it's such an honor to be here with you. I know I've met you and you've been to our events, and this School of Business and International Business has just, it's number two.
Number two as an
Number two.
undergraduate in international business. Our master's program, MBA in international business, is consistently ranked in the top 5. When we talk about that, sometimes we say it's public versus public and private. I always like to use for the MBA top 5 because, as I tell my marketing team, it sounds good to be number 2, but it sounds to be even better perhaps to be in the top 5 between Harvard and Georgetown.
That sounds a lot better. Yes, I was reading about that. It's number 2, but it's top 5 among. That's big
And
deal.
so it's a big deal.
I didn't know that. And then doing my research and all of that, I serve on the President's Council, but there's so much you could know. And then when I was reading all of this, doing my research on you, on the business school, and I said, wow, this needs to be advertised.
Right.
This news needs to be told.
And I think we do a great job, and we get people, we're like Miami. Miami's an international gateway city.
Yes,
we have people from every country in Latin America, Europe, Asia.
Yes.
So part of the benefit that we have at the College of Business is being part and parcel of Miami and South Florida. So when you have international business, you have logistics, you have anything that has to do with a global context, we live it every day. So,
right.
So it makes it a little bit easier for us to be as good as we are, but at the same time, it's very intentional.
And
since we are part of an international world, we need to be.
Is this both for the bachelor's and the master's?
Both at the bachelor degree and the undergraduate.
Undergraduate.
So
I imagine you have students from all over the U.S., not only
we have
Miami.
the U.S., not just Miami. Occasionally, we even get people from Broward County. No, I'm just kidding. But we have people from all over. Our programs are well regarded. One of the ways you get ranked is to not just have good faculty and good students, you have good outcomes. We have great placement of our students, especially at the undergraduate level.
Right.
And so people recognize that, and that's why we are ranked as well as we are.
It's something extraordinary. And the thing is that business is the base of everything. We were talking prior to the interview about careers, choosing well.
Right.
I mean, there's people that choose these careers that there's nothing you can do, and I'm not going to mention which ones they are. We all know which ones they are. But as a parent,
I do now. I didn't know before, but.
But as a parent, we supposed to tell our children that with business you can never go wrong.
Well, one of the things that we like about FIU is the university ranks well, and in essence bringing people into careers where they can be successful. So if you look at all of South Florida and you go to any company, you go to any bank, any financial institution, anything that has to do with business, you're going to find at the senior levels FIU graduates, and they may be graduates of the College of Business, they may be from engineering, they may actually have a degree in psychology and came and got a master's degree in business from the College of Business, because psychology is all about what people do, and what we do in business is we solve problems. So knowing how people work and the behavior is a foundational component. So,
exactly.
So we see all that.
Yeah, I noticed that you can have your BA, you could do whatever, but if you have an MBA as you get your master's in business administration, there's always a world of opportunities out there for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially if it's from FIU.
Right, exactly.
And how many years have you been in this position?
I've been at FIU for 16 years.
Okay.
I came here initially to start the real estate programs or restart.
So there's a real estate program?
So actually I was here, we started the Masters in International Real Estate program. We now have the Hollow School of Real Estate that we of course have a great benefactor in the Hollow family. And Mr. Hollow has always been very supportive of us over time. That department now is ranked #1 in the world in research productivity in real estate. So not #1 in Florida, not #1 in the United States, but #1 in the world. And we compete with schools like National University of Singapore, Hong Kong University, UF, some of those type schools. So that's based on not just reputation. That's not a reputation. That is actually doing the work and the research every day, because it takes longer to build a reputation than it does to do the work. The reputation is a lag. And so the beauty of that program is we know we're there, the reputation builds on it, but you have to have that foundation first.
Absolutely.
And so I did that, ran that program, and then have been associate dean in the College of Business for all our graduate programs, and have been either interim dean or dean now for almost a year and a half, almost 20 months now.
And you know, we've worked with the Small Business Development Center, and how does that, so the students, they're involved in that? And
A little bit, but,
tell me a little bit
well,
about that,
with the
'cause I know-
SBDC in
Right.
South Florida, Brian
Uh-huh.
Van Hook and his team over there, I had the opportunity of working with Brian a long time, and even before that, Jackie Sosa, who started the SBDC a number of years ago.
Oh, yes.
They were just recognized as the top SBDC in the state of Florida. And their mission is to build the infrastructure for small entrepreneurial businesses.
Right, I've worked with them for years.
And
I
it's
refer
a
to
tremendous
them. Yes,
team.
it's a very
And
good source.
the beauty for me is they always reported to me as associate dean, so I've been working with them now
With
for
them.
4, 5, 6 years. And
It's a great resource.
they bring
center.
stuff
Oh, yeah.
to the table every day. They have a Navigator grant, which was which allowed them to even build more in the community. If you look at the metrics that they've had, they
Right.
created literally thousands of businesses and tens of thousands of jobs over the last 5 to 8 years.
Right, I know, and we've worked with them and we refer
And
businesses
people,
there, and
and it's
just
kind of this source, and they go, where
Yeah.
are they? Well, basically, they're part of the College of Business.
part of the College of Business, and they've been around forever.
Well,
A long time.
well, they've been a
I
long
mean,
time forever.
For me, I mean, I remember, I know, working
Yeah,
with
so they've
them
been, yeah.
for a lot of years.
A lot of years.
Yes, a lot of
and,
years, many years, at
and-
least 15, I think.
And so
At
we're
least.
doing,
You're doing great,
we're doing
Dean,
great,
you're
and
doing
they're
great.
and it's a great team, and they have a great mission, and Miami is an entrepreneurial city, so
Yes,
it
it
kind
is.
of all adds
Yes, it
together.
is. Yes, it is.
We have people who come here, they may have had great businesses where in their home country, they come here, they need someone that helps them say, okay, that worked where you are, how does it work here? How do we set up taxes? How do we look at pension fund? How do we run a business in the United States, even though we know how to run a business in this city or this city? So they come here, and that's one of the focal points that Brian's been very successful. His team is a
Yes.
great team.
Yes, it is.
Um,
And before we close.
They always get something done. I mean,
That's
they
important,
don't
right?
mess around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
start a project and you get it done. But before we close, because you know this is a business minute, usually it's like 6 or 7 minutes. We had the pleasure of having you, of having the president and the whole, you were like 40 people there at one of our events. We're
Right, yeah.
celebrating the 50th anniversary of
Definitely.
FIU, and we brought a surprise cake.
Right.
And it was so nice, and we had Senator Marco Rubio there, and we had a lot of interesting and important people, and it was a celebration.
Right.
That was very nice, and people were so happy and proud to have the team of FIU. Liz Behar, who's a
Right.
friend for many
Right.
years, we've had her on panel discussions, and we've worked
Right.
with FIU for many, many years. And we're very happy and
Well,
proud.
That's
proud to work
great,
with you.
because also 50 years, okay,
Yeah, it's a
so,
big number.
Miami's a young city,
Exactly.
FIU is a young university. When you look at some universities, been here hundreds of years.
Right,
We've been here 50. Miami's
Yeah.
not more than 100
Of course.
years old,
yeah, exactly.
truthfully. I always have this trick question when I teach, because I teach real estate.
And you're already
I
fourth.
teach real estate development, so I
And you're
always go.
fourth already in
and-
the nation
and-
for international business.
And we always go, here's what we do.
Exactly.
In 1890, what's the largest city in the state of Florida? And no one can get that
No one
answer,
gets
so
that.
I'm gonna ask that
Oh, was
question.
it Jacksonville?
Key West.
Oh, it's Key West. Oh,
So for years, Key West was the largest city, because it was a trading port.
trading. Because I
And
know
so
that the
the
train
train-
all got.
The train didn't
all
go
the way
there
to
yet.
Jacksonville, and
Yeah,
then finally.
so now the train
started
got there, and
coming.
then whatever, so, if you look back, 110, 120
we're a
years
young
ago,
city. We're a
the
young
largest
city.
city in the state of Florida was Key West.
You see, you taught me
And
something
now
today.
we
You
have
taught me.
Miami, which is a global gateway.
Yes, it is.
And
Yes,
it's,
it is.
and if you look at every
Absolutely.
ranking of cities
Yes.
on the May,
Yes,
something going on
it's
by
Miami.
whoever is doing the ranking,
Absolutely.
Miami is now on there.
Miami, of course, we're the airport, #1 airport, international flights.
We have international flights, we have the
Uh-huh.
cruise business,
Yeah,
we have
it's just, it's an
fintech, we
amazing
have
place. Yes.
cutting
and then-
edge things.
And I serve on the board of directors of the Beacon Council, and recently at a meeting where they're recognizing the new companies, the 57 companies
Mm.
that moved here to Miami, so that
Mm.
speaks highly.
I mean, and people are coming here, we have The last thing, if, you know, just to,
Yeah.
you know, people always ask me, what's, you know, do we have talent here? Do we have, you know, because we're bringing all these companies in here. And the truth of the matter is, it's a frustrating question, because we have so much talent in South Florida, not just with technical skills, whether it's business or engineering or
Right.
supply chain logistics. It's also cultural skills,
Yes.
it's language skills, it's the ability to work in a global context,
Yes,
which
exactly.
you don't get unless you're in a place like Miami.
Miami, absolutely.
And so we benefit, but we also provide that skill set as a university, that is the cutting edge skill set. And we have people who locate here because they want people who speak different languages, who
Yes,
have
right.
exposure to all cultures.
All cultures, right.
Because what works in country A may not work in country B.
Absolutely.
And-
You are saying it so
and-
perfectly.
I can't mention all the names, but if you talk to the people, especially in fintech and in that tech side, that is a feature that draws them to South Florida.
Right, exactly.
Which is, our business is global, not just in the US.
Not in
We
the
need
US,
people
global,
who understand Europe, who
Well,
understand
Dean
Latin America.
Harding, thank you so much
Well, thank you.
for being on Business Minute with Lily Lopez. We must do this again,
Okay.
because I see that you're a wealth of knowledge, of information, and we could have carried on this conversation
Right.
longer. You'd be surprised sometimes. Sometimes I'm the one who has to talk the most. So you saved me today.
Okay,
You have
well,
so much knowledge.
I don't
and
know if
such
that's good or
information.
bad.
It's very good, because that
No,
means
no.
you, yeah,
So
you
I
gave
think-
so much information, and that's what we want. We want everybody who watches the show to get the information the most out of it, and you have provided.
Well, it's a great place to
Yeah.
be,
Yes.
and as we've discussed before and over time, sometimes we just have to be in the right place at the right
At the right
time, and I
time.
think Miami is the right place, the right time. And,
Yes, it is.
And, you know, if you look at, where you could be, or where we're hiring
Right,
new
right,
people, they're excited simply to talk to us, because if you can see kind of the future, this is one of the cities you wanna be in.
You want to be in, absolutely.
Right.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time, and I'll see all of you next week. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of A Business Minute with Lily Lopez.